A strange thing happened on a cruise ship this week. Thousands of passengers jumped into the sea at the same time. The first woman steps over the railing, followed by the second. Others began to imitate. The third and fourth are tandem jumps. Immediately after the fifth, number 6 and number 7, things get out of hand. 8th, 9th, 10th. Soon it was too many to count from a distance. One by one, thousands entered the Atlantic Ocean. No matter how you call them, can't stop their behavior. Fortunately, some passengers still maintain their sanity. You can only tie yourself up with your companions. But those people's eyes, staring in the direction of the splint. Some people picked up guns. Those who want to force people to jump into the sea should not jump, but it still can't be stopped. That's all. The Atlantic plunge took 30 minutes. Wait until this weirdness is over. Only a dozen of the more than 1,600 passengers on the cruise ship remain. And this strange thing happened in 1899. Bold prompts that this film does not have any horror elements. Please like it first, and then watch it. I'll find the cause of the incident for you right away. 3 years ago, a cruise ship called Culberus, from London to New York, just set sail. The ship was filled with disturbing messages. Just 4 months ago, same model as this cruise ship, Prometheus, disappeared on the same route. Just then, the captain received a repeated telegram. He took a closer look. It's the coordinates from the Prometheus. For months have passed. The tree is long gone. How did these missing passengers survive? The captain immediately ordered, "Move quickly towards Prometheus 4, but was fiercely resisted by everyone, afraid that this ship will be like the Prometheus. Disappeared for no reason. What do you do? Only a woman named Molly supports him. At night, the captain indeed found Prometheus 4. He immediately launched the letter, but it's unusually quiet on the other side. To find out the truth of the incident, the captain and his crew and Molly went to investigate together. Molly is a doctor. Maybe you need to rescue people. Everyone soon boarded the Prometheus. It's rusty here, like being soaked in seawater, but no corpse. Strange thing is, the telegraph here has long been scrapped. How are the coordinates sent? And they come in for most of the day. No survivors were found. It's like Prometheus 4. It's an empty ship. Suddenly, Molly saw a beetle crawling forward on the ground. Like leading the way, Molly followed him to the cupboard. There's a crowbar on the handle of this cabinet, like hiding something. Molly, open it up. There was a little boy hidden inside. The boy came out and opened the package in his hand. Inside is a black pyramid. He gave it to Molly. Facing this move, Molly is a little confused. I don't know what the boy asked him to do. What's even more puzzling is, this ship has nothing. How did the boy survive? Molly, take the boy back. Ask him what happened to Captain Prometheus. And the boy said nothing. Then the black pyramid is handed over to Jasmine again. He suspected that the boy was mute. However, he was behind the boy's ear. Discovered a pyramid itself. Molly hasn't had time to ask. The boy suddenly grabbed his arm. Then an imaginary action, like being afraid of being heard by others. So Molly had to take out her own necklace, because there is also a pyramid symbol on it. And he thought there was a connection. At the same time, Captain found writing to disk and compass failed. None of these things point the way. There's no way to get to New York. He speculated that Prometheus is responsible for the cholera magnetic field. Captain number 4 immediately consulted the ship's company. What to do with Prometheus 4? As a result, I only got a 2-word reply by boat. It seems that on the Prometheus must be hiding a really big secret. The captain decided to tow the Prometheus. Leave now. Return to London. Investigate the ship. And everybody protested again. If there is a sudden fog at sea, if you can't tell the direction. As a result, there was a sudden fog at sea. Can't tell the direction. The 2 ships were not allowed to leave at that time. The captain always thinks it's all the work of the Prometheus. So I boarded the ship with Molly. Explore again. After all, he is taking care of the little boy now. Be a grasshopper in the same boat as yourself. Doubt in a dream. The reason why there is no one on the Hieronymus. Probably cremated. The 2 immediately launched a search for the incinerator. There's nothing in there. The captain found a notebook. He takes out one of the pages, instantly shocked. This is a passenger manifest. It actually has Jasmine's name on it. The signature of the captain is on the bottom. That is to say, Molly was a passenger on this ship. The captain was also the captain of the Prometheus. But what about the captain? But I have no impression. The captain kept it from Molly. Slipped the list on you. However, after the 2 came back, the captain also had an accident. A little girl died suddenly. After the event, the girl has no white wounds. There are no signs of poisoning in the body. The cause of the girl's death could not be found. Then security found 3 more bodies. They are like girls. Died without warning. Panic quickly spread among passengers. All passengers agreed. Since the boy came here, the compass and compass suddenly malfunctioned. Fog rises from the sea. How about now? One death after another. You have to wonder. The boys curse on everyone. Call Buddy restless. Security issues weapons to everyone to throw the boy overboard. Everyone breaks into the dream room, but no boy was found, so they locked him in the room. Prevent Molly from helping the boy escape. In fact, Molly is also very confused. He doesn't know where the boy is. After everyone leaves, a voice suddenly came from under the window. Molly moved the bed and took a look. There was a pyramid on the floor. He opens the bottom cover, and there's a police lane. The boy is hidden in it. Molly couldn't care less about curiosity. Please, Captain, send the boy back to Prometheus. Whatever. This is all just a child. Who knew everyone was chasing after him, asked to hand over the boy in the dream. No words in the dream. The boy took the initiative to come out. I don't seem to want to embarrass Molly. Storms come at night. The two sides clashed. Molly wants to save the boy, who knew that a woman took advantage of the chaos. Push the boy down. I don't know what happened. Molly's heart twitched. However, strangely enough, with the boy receiving a box lunch, the Promethean brand has also disappeared from the sea. The next morning, you find that hard to believe. How did a giant ship disappear? Krobin and Compass are back to normal. The Corbalus returned to its original flight keys just when everyone was confused. Crashing sound in the cabinet. Then the cabinet glows. The next second, the boy pushed open the door and walked out. This scene stunned everyone. How did the dark come back? Could it be that he has superpowers? He hugged Molly for comfort. Molly suddenly fainted. Wait until he wakes up. It was taken with a shocking sound. The boy was put in the closet again. Molly is going to let it out. The captain stopped him and said he had been thrown into the sea. No one can survive. And here it is. We suspect he is cursed. Molly didn't want to listen to him. Nonsense. The head of the team asked him seriously. Then you can explain first. Why does your name appear in? Prometheus is on the list. Molly looked confused. He doesn't remember. He was a passenger on the Prometheus. The captain now suspects that Molly is with the boy. Anyway, Molly has to let the boy out first. People were raising their guns. Threatened him to stay away from Molly. To do things, you have to open the cabinet. Suddenly, bang. Shots fired. A man in black suddenly pounced. Seems to want to take a bullet from Molly. See you in the next second. The bullet suddenly stopped in the air, like hesitating to the enchantment. Stopped the bullet from advancing. And not only that, except for Molly, everyone is frozen framed. The man in black who wanted to save Jasmine was also in suspense. Molly is confused. He walks up to the bullet. Raise your trembling hands. Take the bullet off gently. Others are still frozen framed, just as Morisco was doing this. The boy is taking a selfie and lining up the cabinet. Molly let him out. Now only the two of them are not frozen framed. Molly saw the black golden tower in his hand. I have a guess. Was used to talking to this. Molly asked the boy, who are you? What is the purpose of coming here? Boy still doesn't speak. They took him. As the two leave, everyone finally lifted the freeze frame. In their eyes, Molly and the boy suddenly disappeared, just like the Prometheus. And everybody was really scared. I don't know if they are human. Just as everyone was confused, the ship suddenly sounded an alarm, and the sirens soon stopped. But then the clock rang. Tick, 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 tick. Next second, people suddenly glaze over, like a puppet that has been manipulated. Take a neat step towards the outside. Banzo, but security stepped forward to stop his teammates. Teammates keep walking forward as if they can't hear you. No one can stop them. The woman who pushed the boy off the boat, be the first to jump over the railing, fell. And then the second, and then the third, and the fourth, people started jumping. Those passengers who are still sane, tie yourself up with a rope. I'm afraid I'll lose my mind too. It turns out that the reason why there is no one on the Promethean sign, it's because the passenger's mind is controlled. Dive into the sea. Molly saw this scene, asked the boy if he did a good job. After all, it was these people whose wrinkles sent him to a dead end. Maybe it's the boy's revenge. The boy dragged Molly into the room. Write a sentence on a piece of paper. They're listening. I realized in my dream that there was a surveillance on the ship. Who were the people listening in on them? The boy lowered his voice. The first time I said I can't tell you. You'll have to ask the creator what the creator is. What did this creator create? After the boy finished speaking, he pulled out of bed. Get into the police tunnel again. The boy motioned for Molly to come in with him. Molly is a little scared. I always thought the boy would kill himself. And he pulls out a beetle. The one with Molly in the Prometheus. They look identical. Beetles follow the police road. The boy also crawled forward. Molly was very curious. Is there still room for such a small shaft? He chased after. just picked up the shaft and surrendered to the outside. And outside is not the sea. It turned out to be a wasteland. Molly was shocked. The exit of the big shaft seems to be suspended in the air. Molly finally understood. The main road should be a construction tunnel. Can lead anywhere. There's a gravestone. Molly doesn't know whose tomb this is. There is a house ahead. Molly feels familiar, but I can't remember where this is. He went in and saw that there was no one inside. Seemingly deserted, he walked to a door. The room number above says 1011. He couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat, because on the boat his room number is also 1011. There has to be something going on. Enter the door in the dream. There is a motor in it. 1 page. Suddenly a voice sounded behind. Where is it? Molly finally remembered that this was a mental hospital. My father is a scientist who specializes in the study of the brain. Then Molly was tied to a chair, injected a tube of medicine. But the next second, he was back on the boat, as if everything was a dream. Molly looked at the marks on her wrist. I just realized it wasn't a dream. But what about the boy? But it's gone. Now, alone and helpless, Molly can only ask the captain for help. The captain pressed the magazine and asked, "How did you and the boy disappear?" Molly hurriedly explained that it was the boy. He stopped time with a pyramid. Although it sounds a bit silly, but the boy can survive in the sea. Prove that anything is possible. This is not the place to talk. The captain brought Molly back to the office. Molly says something strange happened to the captain. It should be an experiment done by my father. He's been obsessed with the brain all his life. So we passengers. They were my father's guinea pigs. This also shows that. The room number of the mental hospital. Room number on the boat with Molly. Why is it all 1011? It turns out that my father also used Jasmine as an experiment. The boy said before that someone was eavesdropping. It should mean that the father is listening. And the father's name. Same name as the owner of the shipping company. It means his father bought the shipping company just to conduct experiments. I suspected in my dream that the drug my father injected into everyone can grind out relevant memories, prevent him from exporting the truth and sabotaging the experiment. But the existence of boys, the sudden disappearance of the Prometheus, and Molly and the captain are former passengers. How can this be explained? So the truth of the matter. I'm afraid it's not as simple as Jasmine thinks. Just then, the beetle suddenly appeared here. Jasmine buckled him with a quilt, put it in the box, then pulled the bed away. Sure enough, a warning was found here. He changed it to have a pyramid pattern on it too. I'm afraid this boat. There's a shaft entrance in every room. Jasmine got in and let the beetle out to make way like a boy. Just saw him penetrate the wall. The wall tiles start to combine and transform. Opened a channel. So does the captain. The two came to a forest. The captain was shocked. This place is unfamiliar to Jasmine, but the captain is familiar because not far away is his home. Original. Just imagine where you want to go. The beetle will immediately adapt to the past. The captain's house was in ruins. His wife and daughter, because I never come back from going to sea all year round. In a fit of rage, he burned the armor. The captain was very upset about it. If now is not the time to be sad, he's more curious. With a little beetle, can open the time tunnel. Even if beetles have superpowers. Nablamisius. Why did it disappear at sea? At this time, the watchmaker is still on the street. The hole is still surrendering to the sea. In the passing house where no one noticed, the man in black, who helped Mealy block bullets, type a keyboard device. Put a wire from the engine on a steam engine. Connect to the keypad. Turn off the ticking of the clock. People instantly came to their senses. It seems that this man in black knows all the truth. What was his purpose on this ship? And we'll go down. Just as the clock stopped, black crystals suddenly grew on a steam engine. Not only this place, even black crystals grow in the cabin. A bold woman reached out and touched the crystal. The finger is instantly stained with crystals and gradually spread. Can't wipe it off. The woman panicked. I don't know what to do. I don't know if this thing is poisonous. Faced with such a situation, Molly thinks the boy can definitely solve the crisis. The black pyramid in his hand. Maybe it's the energy source of the forbidden area. In my dream, I took the captain from the police to the crossing, back to the mental hospital. I remembered in a dream. This hospital is where my father showed my mother. After his mother gave birth to him and his brother had a nervous breakdown, often forgetting the past, my father started doing brain research. I want to heal my mother. After my mother passed away, he still hasn't found a cure. Since then, my father became increasingly obsessed with the study of the brain, even experimented with Jasmine and Molly's brother. Because I can't stand my father's madness. Sneak away. But aboard the Prometheus, I still don't know if it's dead. So Molly travels like this, just to find my brother. The two went to room 1011 again. Except for a handful of electric liquid here, nothing seems to be abnormal. The captain was keenly aware of this. They just came out during the day. But this room was dark. You need to turn on the lights to see clearly. The captain comes to the window. I pulled the curtains open. It was actually dark outside. Something is wrong. He opened the window. Reach out and touch. It's an iron sheet on the outside. There seems to be water flowing in it. The material looks like a hull. Molly ripped open the flap of the other window. The back is iron. The two were completely confused. The mental hospital is actually inside a ship. How is that possible? When they came just now, the ground is a wasteland. In the distance are snow-capped mountains, and the wind is blowing. Spiritual then remote police to the exit, at least 300 meters. What kind of boat can drop such courage? And it can also compare to creating real snow-capped mountains. That's incredible. Two people look around. It was found that black crystals also seeped into here. Molly is just about to approach. He was stopped by the man in black, who suddenly appeared. The commander immediately drew his gun and aimed it at him. How did you get here? Murray reacted instantly. Someone will make you my father. The man in black asked him back. Murray looked confused. Don't know him at all. The man in black can't care about moderation anymore. He just said wait for the mirror body. Cover here, and everyone has to die. The captain understood that the man in black instructed all the truth. They forced him to find a way out. The man in black turns and slams the captain. Then take out the keyboard and move the operation. The next second the captain is teleported out. Came to that forest. Molly was terrified. Pick up the captain's pistol and ask him who you are. Where did you turn the captain? The man in black explained with some grievances. We got married 12 years ago. I am your husband. That's why I'll help you block the bullet. Faced with such a situation, Molly broke down. You lied. It's all my father's trick. You must be working for my father. The man in black wakes him up. Everything here is fake. His mind is confused at the moment. I don't know what's real. Molly commanded her husband to put down the keyboard, forced him into room 1011. He put the keyboard on himself, then locked the husband inside. Now he trusts no one. Decide to find the truth of the practice for yourself. Molly ran all the way outside. Shout out to Father, I know that you're here. Watching me, where are you? And the only answer was the wind. He dropped the pistol hard, but a crack was smashed in the air. And he goes over and he touches it. I found a wall inside. Find the interface in the dream. Pull hard. Inside is also the hull. He was right with the captain. The outside of the mental hospital is also fake. They've been in the boat, never been out. Now the captain is following the police road. It came, disappeared from the sea on the Prometheus. He looked out the window. I was shocked. There are more than a dozen ships parked inside, a cruise ship of the same size as the Prometheus. But the captain doesn't remember. There have been so many cases of ships going missing. Back on the boat in a dream, the storm came suddenly. That touched black crystal. The woman's whole hand has been completely black. Maybe the whole arm is black too. Murray saw this scene. I can only go back to find my husband. After all, he is the only one who knows the truth. There might be a cure. Although he took the keyboard, but he won't use it at all. Now the husband in the dream is being drunk in 1011, but he won't sit still. Pull out an iron bar from the cabinet. Pry open the tin paper behind the window. It's full of wires. He gets up, he goes in, he goes outside. There is a well ahead. He went straight down. Then came another snow. Combined before Molly and the captain passed the police lane. Come to the final place. Explain that the husband came to these places, memories of others. And he goes back here to the asylum. But he didn't go in. He went to the gravestone. Lift the lid and climb under. I found the boy here. Let people hug tightly. It turned out that the boy was his son. At this moment, in my dream, in order to save a woman infected with energy, the shop goes down the shaft in the husband's room. I actually went back to my own home. And the picture of the white gang on the table. It's a photo of their family of 3. So when the boy was pushed overboard, Molly's heart throbbed. Because the boy is his son. Then her husband came to him. All the truth everywhere. We are all trapped in a virtual simulation program. Each simulation period is 8 days. Once the time is up, fight, and everything will go back to square one. So, the captain will only see dozens of Prometheus 4s appear in a sea grave. These are the ships that were scrapped after the program as a whole. The keyboard in her husband's hand is a virtual remote control. He's the one who made Prometheus 4 disappeared from the sea. The purpose is to sabotage Dad Molly's experiment. The husband went on to say that it was Father Molly who studied people. The quasi-brain deliberately creates chaos. Let passengers die inexplicably by the ticking of the clock to free passengers. Let them plunge into the sea. Observe human self-rescue behavior. The invasion of those black crystals. It's a computer virus. The goal is to destroy the ship's reboot program. For the next round of research, the Black Pyramid. It's the heart of the program. Equivalent to the main switch. Find the key. You can shut it down. Let everyone wake up from reality. But only Molly knows it's there. Molly suddenly remembered. His necklace has a pyramid pattern painted on it. He opened it. The key is in it. The Black Pyramid is now in the hands of the boy. Just go back and insert the key to end it all. However, this scene, it was all seen by Molly's father. He ordered his men to bring the boy back. Never allow Jins to fall into the hands of Jasmine. We have 21 minutes left. The fight is about to resume. Hammer surges on deck. Destruction is just around the corner. At that time, the program will start. Molly will lose her memory again. Time follows the task. The fathers must find their son as soon as possible. Who knew that Jasmine would find a new step? The boy told his daughter over the radio, "To keep my son alive, give me the key right away. I didn't expect it in my dream. Father is so crazy. Don't put your grandson's life in your eyes." Welcome just landed. The ship fell into a huge vortex. There is a bright light ahead. After passing through this light, they also came to the sea cemetery. Finally met the captain. This means the program is about to restart. Others don't know the truth. Looking at everything with a confused face, Molly said something. This is all a virtual experiment. No one believes. After all, they had witnessed the death of their comrades. Molly asked everyone, "Do you remember how you uploaded it?" Mom, "Of course I do." And they thought about it. "I didn't have any memories of boarding." Everyone finally believed Molly's words. This scene is seen by the boy. It seems that the Taba plan has failed again this time. He didn't say a word. "I'm just afraid that my grandfather will know if it's on Mom." Grandpa suddenly told him, "Do you think I won't let you out?" Ding Ning is your mother. Trap us all here. The tables turned. Molly actually became the boss of the puppet. Is this true or false? Boy doesn't believe. She thinks her grandfather is lying to her. Grandpa stopped explaining. We brought him to room 1011 and gave the boy a drug to restore his memory. The next second, the boy remembered the past. He was wearing a hospital gown, also tied to a chair like this. Molly brought a tube of signal potion. The boy cried and refused. Molly told him, "The only way is the only way for us to be together." Then put the medicine into his body. Time back to the present. The boy was so frightened that he hurried away from the chair. Grandpa tells the truth. Your mother tried to keep you from dying, trapped you here. So a few years ago, girl terminally ill. Molly couldn't accept this fact. Create a virtual event with your husband. Inject my son with amnesia medication, just to make his consciousness in a state suitable for entering the virtual system. That is to say, Jasmine bites her son in the form of data. So that grave was the son's purpose. Later, Molly believes that virtual worlds are suitable for studying the human brain. So he forced that Molly was mentally ill. Infused everyone with amnesia potion. Turn Jasmine into your own experiment. Dad Molly thinks that as long as the experiment is over, you can wake up from reality. Who knew that Jasmine had already put it here? It's a cyclic system. A cycle every 8 days. It never ends. Father and daughter are smart and mistaken by smart. No one can get out. At the same time, more and more crystals on board, about to engulf the ship. Molly's husband tried to save everyone. Open and exit with the keyboard. Help everyone access their memories. However, no matter where they dig, can't escape the world of ships. The woman stained with crystals. The computer virus completely invaded his body. The whole hand starts to disintegrate. Molly doesn't know yet. You are the creator of the virtual world. The letter always thought that my father wanted the key, is to prevent him from closing the pyramid, to keep them here for the rest of their lives. He's going to arrest his father. As a result, he was caught by his father's people, forced to hand over the key. Father opens the top of the black pyramid. It says Vic app. There is a keyhole in the middle. He inserts the key, and nothing changes. Can't you really get out? Then the father uses the keyboard to change the scene. Molly instantly changed into a hospital gown, tied to an elevator chair. The son injected him with his own hands and recovered. Memory drug. Now Molly finally knows. It is the brave who know it all by himself. Father wants to get everything back. How can I leave the virtual world? But the technology was late. Strive for a total start. You see the forbidden area dissolving the Bell Cruise. The next second passes the collapse. But Molly didn't understand it. It was transported to his son's tombstone. Molly goes to the grave. Husband came in too. He told Molly that he had succeeded. The loop did not continue. It was the husband who reprogrammed the program. Changed the way you leave the virtual world. The original method was unscrew the black pyramid with the key. We'll wake up. Now the pyramids have become my son's toys. The key became a ring. Put the ring on in the dream. He saw that the companion beside him was the whole ship. But they all closed their eyes, fixed in the sleeping chamber. I was confused again in my dream. Aren't they created by virtual worlds? Why are you here? Molly went to the window and looked out. Dude, outside is the universe galaxy, and the name of this ship. It's called the Prometheus. Otherwise, there will be a strange sound behind you. He sees the year 2099 written on the screen. Turns out they were a group of space dormant travelers. It's Mori with dead goods. Put the son's consciousness into the sleep chamber. Almost scratched everyone to death. Just then, a few more lines of words appeared on the screen, Hello, sister. Welcome to reality. This sentence is from the brother in the Jasmine poem. Is he the master of the virtual world? The film ends here.